Fantasy is more back than ever. Freedom and Dungeon Meshi revived the genre, and ReZero made it about LARPing.
Happy birthday, Daniel!
Who the fuck is Daniel? But if there is one thing that's still missing, it's magic. Think about it, magic used to be the backbone of fantasy, the thing that made impossible worlds feel possible. Yet it's been a while since it felt like the heart of one. Until which Atelier came along and made magic feel magical again. Coco wants to be a witch. Ever since the shadiest looking stranger ever gave her a book and a pen, she wanted to be able to use magic herself. Nope, that's impossible. Shut down faster than when I asked for Anami tricks. In this world, magic rules everything, but only few could use it. So you either born a witch, or you live the rest of your days like a commoner. You can't LARP magic, or so she thought. By a chance a witch showed up in her mom's store, and he asked her not to let anyone watch. She still sneaked her way anyway. It's like telling a gambling addict not to watch the World Cup. And what she saw was about to change her life forever. It was all a lie. It's not only those elite witches that could use magic. Anybody can. They can draw a perfect circle, that is. You can LARP magic after all. What's the worst that can happen? Your mom might turn into the Rock. After the incident, Coco was presented with a choice. Either get her memory wiped or she moves in with this guy Kefri. Learn magic and become a full-fledged witch. Yes, her dream is coming true. Not the way she wanted to, but she's finally here. It's there that we meet all the other characters. Ditya, the biggest ray of sunshine in the show. Richie, the chillest 11-year-old ever. And Agut, the biggest bitch there is. She's actually the GOAT, you just don't know it yet. By following this forward, we discover how magic works. The first thing you realize, it's just drawing. It's usually in the center for the element. Fire, water, wind, light, stone. Keystones are rather to decide what the element actually does. Close the ring and that's it. Even you could learn magic, if you cared enough to close TikTok. Put your phone down, no more aura monster. You can LARP magic, but you can LARP this show. Listen to the explanation, commit it to memory, cause you know damn well it's gonna come into play later. This system doesn't have a ceiling. The moment you understand the basics, your imagination becomes the only limit. There's infinite possibilities to all the spells you can come up with. I want a spell that can make me sleep 8 hours every day. The fuck you mean that's forbidden magic? Even for apprentices can still get creative. Let's say a dragon attacks you. You don't just hit Zoltrak and call it a day. Now we make him a giant storm cloud so he can snuggle and forget he wants to kill you. Don't worry though, we still got time for the gamer shit. Holy shit, this is movie quality. This show is made by Bug Films. You might know them as the studio who delivered one of the most beautiful, well-animated first episodes ever, then decided to shit the bed for the rest of the season. And you know what? This might be the reason why. This anime looked too stunning that people thought it took 7 years to make it, but actually, it was only 3 years and a half. That's still insane. Mappa would have had the whole of China working to deliver it by 6 months. It's obvious the studio wasn't cutting any corners. They weren't trying to cash in, nah, they wanted to make something special. Something that felt like a Hollywood blockbuster and not just another seasonal anime. To pull that off, they brought in a director known for visually ambitious projects and gave him the impossible task. Make this world feel real. And you can feel it in every frame. Every piece of background feels like a painting. Every spell feels enchanting. And then there's the music. Makes me wanna fight Millennia 100 times again. The soundtrack was made by Yuka Kitamura, the same composer who worked on Elden Ring and other Souls titles. Epic fantasy is literally in her DNA. This manga was made in 2016, and for almost a decade, nobody wanted to touch an adaptation. Kamon Shirihama's illustrations are so detailed, so intricate, that replicating them in motion felt impossible. But Bug Film said, hold my ribbed hat, use forbidden magic all over, made the impossible come into life. It's like watching Lord of the Rings for the first time. The manga is divine, but the anime takes it to another level. This is what fantasy anime aspires to be. The magic system in which Atelier revolves around always making new spells, but most of those spells aren't for fights. They're everyday spells meant to make life easier. After all, magic exists to make people happy. So, why exactly are we gatekeeping it? Wouldn't there be less suffering, less hunger and misery if only everybody could use magic? Yeah, that might be true, if only humans didn't suck. When people are given the power to do whatever they want, some of them will do exactly that. There was a time when everyone could use magic, and as you might think, they fucked it up. So a pact was made to gatekeep magic. Now only few chosen could use it. If any outsider stumbles into something they shouldn't have, we'll give him the Man in Black treatment. To maintain that system, strict rules were put in place. Magic that alters the human body, magic that heals, and magic that harms. All forbidden. You're not even allowed to draw anything on a human. An entire organization exists to make sure those rules are never broken. That way, magic will always be only for witches. I understand why it's this way, they also understand why it's this way. But are we really sure about that? I feel like that's the reason we're seeing the show through the eyes of children. Cause the adults, they already been through it. They resisted resisted the urge to use forbidden magic. That's why they made it so far without being sent to the Shadow Realm. But the kids, they still ask why. They've been told forbidden magic is wrong, but can they actually resist when they're met with a cruel choice? When magic can help a blind person see, heal someone injuries, or even save their life, when a friend is in dire need for help, could you just look the other way knowing you could have saved him? It's fucked up, really. For such a cute looking show on the surface, shit can get kinda dark when you think about it. And the person in the middle of all of this is Coco. Unlike everyone else, Coco is an outsider. She wasn't born into magic, but she loved it more than anybody else. Even when everybody told her she could never be a witch, she still held on to their dream. And she did. She made the impossible come true, but it came with a price. The more she learns about magic, the more she realizes it isn't the beautiful fairy tale she imagined. You watch her lose it, that wonder, that fascination she had with magic, slowly fading away, almost like she became disillusioned. Now she's caught between two worlds, the pointed caps who believe magic should be regulated, and the brimmed caps who believe magic should be set free, who also had their sights on her since she was a kid, on some eyes and shit. It's up to her to decide which path is right. That's a lot for a child to carry, and I thought my childhood was shit. The whole point of the show is to get to a library to find that forbidden magic book, but even that wouldn't guarantee saving her mom. So she will eventually be met with that choice, and I'm here for it. If you're thinking that the show is just beautiful animation and cool soundtrack, you will be proven wrong. This world is so vast, so many mysteries are yet to be unveiled, pieces that haven't come into play yet, and these four will be forced to navigate through all of them, knowing that the choices they're gonna make will not only affect them, but the whole world around them. We know Coco will eventually save her mom, it's an anime. Luffy will also become the Pirate King eventually, maybe. The real question is, what will it take to get there? It's not the conclusion that matters, it's the journey. That's what keeps me invested, and it's something that's been missing for long. Actual stakes. If you spent any time in the anime community, you probably heard the term the big three of modern fantasy, the shows that brought the genre back to life. Each one of them has a unique approach to storytelling. Frieren relies on memories and emotion that hits harder than most anime. Dungeon Meshi has its insane world building, and Witch Hat Atelier has a creative magic system. Each brings something new in a genre that has lost its sense of originality long time ago. For years, fantasy felt stuck. Take a generic isekai setting, throw in a Kirito looking dude, give him a harem, maybe make him slightly overpowered, and call it a day. I know it's become cliche to make fun of isekais nowadays, but I generally hope stories can learn something from these three. There is a market for anime like this, stories that can actually use fantasy to say something meaningful, stories that can entertain you, mesmerize you, while still speaking something deeply human. Kamomo Shirihama once said she hopes her stories can reach readers who feel uncertain about themselves, and when you strip away all the magic, that's exactly what Witch Hat Atelier is. A story about four girls trying to figure out who they wanna become. It's something that children their age, me who's a grown-ass man but still unsure, and even people who found their way in life can still relate to. Since the dawn of storytelling, fantasy has always been about using wonder to explore what it means to be human, to tell touching stories through impossible words. So if you made it this far, I want you to think about all the choices you made in life, all the dreams you chased, the roads you've taken, and the ones you left behind. And if you're still uncertain about yourself, if you're still trying to figure things out, just know your story might not be that different from a little girl who wanted to be a witch. 人を幸せにする魔法ばかりだから。はい、キーフリー先生。